Hey guys, welcome back to Godly Girls podcast featuring the Godly Girls Christmas episode. Whether you're watching or listening, I'm Darbs.
I'm Mad Dog.
I'm Brooke.
I'm Mads, and we're the Godly Girls.
So to start off our little episode, of course, since this is a Godly Girls Christmas, of course we're gonna have to do a Christmas themed drink of the episode. So my drink of the episode is a caramel brulee, iced caramel brulee from Starbucks with cold foam.
I am drinking a peppermint hot chocolate.
I'm drinking hot chocolate with peppermint cold foam. It is so good.
And then I'm drinking iced apple cider. Iced apple cider. And then also, I know we're not supposed to eat on a podcast, but I'm having chocolate icing because it is kind of late when we're filming and it's dinner time.
Sorry for that.
Be talking a little bit about seasonal depression and loneliness. So Christmas is a happy time for many, but for some, the holiday season can really bring loneliness. I try to think of others that may not have family close by, or may have lost a family member, or maybe don't have money for Christmas presents. If you're in a hard place like that, try to remember this. I just found this psalm, and this verse, and I love it so much. But this is Psalm 62, and it says, "When you're feeling lonely, let God be your rock, your fortress, and your strength." Which honestly,
I relate to that so much, Brooke, because a lot of my grandparents, they live in Texas, aka Mad Dog's homeland. It's really hard sometimes because a lot of my siblings are off at college. Some of the only times I ever get to see them like during the school year is Christmas. So it's really hard to like go through not having my siblings around.
yeah.
We're kind of on the loneliness topic. So we all know the Isaiah 41:10. Don't fear, for I'm with you. But this verse in John is something that I feel like goes so much deeper. John 16:32. Indeed, an hour is coming and has come, when each of you will be scattered in his own home, and you will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me.
I love that.
Yes, and for me, dealing with loneliness around the holidays, if anyone is watching this and going through stuff at home, I totally get that. Like, I totally resonate with that. And the verse that I always try to remember that we aren't alone, Matthew 28:20 talks about teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I'm always with you, even into the end of the world. The Lord is with us, even with those tough times of feeling so lonely around the holidays. I mean, some people, maybe their family has died, or maybe they can't fly across the country to see them because they're, broke or anything like that. And for me personally, I don't have a mom. So growing up around the holidays, it is very hard. Christmas is a very hard time for me because I don't really get to see her or anything. But I just want everyone to know that you aren't alone in the holidays. The holidays is supposed to be about joy and Jesus giving birth, and if you're feeling alone, just remember Matthew 28:20. It honestly helps me a lot. I know that's not going to fix your loneliness, but it definitely does help.
That is so real, honestly. I am praying for you every day, Mad Dog, and honestly, God put you on this earth for a reason, and I know everyone goes through loneliness and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only experience I have that's kind of bad about this and seasonal depression and stuff is when I lost my great grandma a couple years ago. And I remember the first Christmas without her was so sad for my whole family. Even when opening presents, I'd look over and just see my mom and aunt crying because they felt so alone that day. I know now that if I'm feeling alone, I can talk to God. And I asked him, why, how could you do something like this to us? How could you put our family through this? And I was just so confused. So the next day I asked my mom, and she told me that he puts us through these things to make us stronger and to test our limits. So God puts us through these things to make us a better person,
I was gonna say, going off of Brooke's seasonal depression, that is kind of the second topic that we wanted to talk about. I feel like it is not said about enough because some people suffer alone through the holidays, and I feel like we just kind of wanted to talk about that. I know it's kind of a deeper topic, but we just wanted to bring awareness to it because a lot of kids, even our age, go through that.
I know the topic of loneliness and depression, it's definitely a deeper topic. But also, if you think about it, we're not just talking about, it's a thing that happens in life, because one, everybody knows that, and two, why would we talk about it? Just, it's there. But we're talking about more our experiences with it and how we deal with it. I don't have many experiences with it, but the Bible does, bro.
Period. Like, yeah, I don't go through depression. I'm a really pretty happy person in life. But, there have been some times in life where I've just really missed my family, or I've just been going through like a really hard time with friends or school, and it's just like I just always have to turn to God. And sometimes I'm like, God, why did you do this to me? Why did you this happen? But like Brooke said, he does this to test your limits, and he doesn't do this to punish you. It's not a punishment. I have two verses to go along with that. One is Psalms 34:18. It says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in the spirit. If you're like going through seasonal loneliness, or God is here for you, like turn to the Bible, read a few pages, like it'll help you so much. And my second one is 1 Peter 5:7. It's cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Honestly, even if you don't have anxiety, you can just cast all your stress, and like he's your best friend. I wouldn't look at him as like he is almighty, but he's also your best friend.
Yes.
Definitely. Also,
Yes.
something that is obviously seasonal depression, seasonal loneliness, that stuff. I think this is something that's talked about enough, but seasonal stress and seasonal anxiety.
Yes.
There's midterms.
Literally.
You have to buy presents for people. Give it to God. Luke 6. I have two verses in Luke 6, but this is the one I'm going to focus on right now. First, take the beam of wood out of your eye, and then you can see clearly to take out the splinter in your brother's eye. In the Bible, there's a lot of things talking about take care of other people, and this verse is definitely saying to take care of other people, but take care of yourself first. You can't take care of other people unless you can be in the right place yourself to take care of other people.
Exactly. And I feel like the one person in this world who does not judge us.
Honestly, Darby, like I totally get that. Seasonal depression, I personally go through that. I feel like a lot of people that have been through stuff in their childhood especially go through that. Sometimes I judge myself so hardly, like what you were saying, like, oh, no one loves me. Why did God do this to me? It's not fair. Jeremiah 31, it says the absolute opposite of that. It says, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfalling kindness. Yes, we are going through these hard times, and I know the person watching this has probably gone through hard times. Everyone has. Sometimes the holidays bring out the worst in our hard times, like they make it worse. I want you to know that you are so loved and God is with you all through the things that you go through. He really is. And I know that's so hard to comprehend because can he be with everyone at once? He is the Lord and our Savior. I want you to know you are so loved. It's insane. Like you really are. If you're going through seasonal depression right now, just know you're not alone in it. I totally resonate with you, and I hope you know that you're not alone and you're so loved.
Definitely. But on the contrary, Christmas is also about the season of joy, and even if you are going through depression or anxiety, not really depression, but like something hard in your life, I have a verse for you about joy. It is Galatians 5, verse 22. It's, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, bearingness, kindness, goodness, and faithfulness. No matter what is happening, you always need to find that inner joy in you.
So going off of all the seasonal depression and things like that, I have a question for you guys. I personally have so many hot takes when it comes to Christianity. Do you guys have any?
Hold on, I have something to share before we get into this. Something that my pastor always says. He says people are most vulnerable to hearing the gospel during the holidays. Use that. Holidays, it's like a scientific thing, like it's been tested, or I don't really know where he got that information. Use that because people really are more open to hearing about this stuff because most people know the true meaning of Christmas, but so sometimes they're like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I already know this. But even though sometimes you're doing is you're still planting a seed, even though they've heard it maybe 20 million times, you're still planting a seed, and every time you do say it, it's digging the seed deeper.
Yes, preach. I have a question for Brooke. Do you have any Christian hot takes? I kind of just wanted to go around the circle and see if anyone has any.
I do have a Christmas hot take. I think that giving is better than receiving. Just because
definitely.
I love, like, again, receiving is always fun, but I love seeing people happy, like, when they get gifts and stuff, and it makes you feel like such an amazing person when somebody's happy with your gift that you give them.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. This is something I've kind of realized this year. Definitely resonates to what you just said, but I've noticed myself, I haven't ever thought, it was really only 2 days ago that I think I thought about getting presents because I was so busy thinking about what I was going to get other people. And also, I feel like it's mainly just because I feel like this year, I'm saying I feel like a lot. I just realized that. I'm very sorry about that. Gone so much closer to the Lord. And honestly, I've started to focus on the more important stuff.
I love that. And honestly, it does depend on your love language. Like, some could be receiving or giving. Me personally, I totally agree with Brooke. I love giving. It just makes you feel so happy that they're happy, and that's a beautiful thing. What were you saying, Darby?
Giving gifts as well, and obviously all of us love to receive gifts as well, but I feel like I love giving gifts to people who may not be as privileged or may not have as much for Christmas. Like, they might not be able to afford Christmas gifts. And we do this thing in my family. We have a sponsor child, and basically she lives in Africa, and she writes letters to us every month, and she's like, Merry Christmas. I hope you'll have a wonderful holiday season. It's just, I love hearing that, but it's also so hard to think about how grateful to think about how much I have and fortunate I am to be provided with all the things I have, because some people aren't.
So I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of us because we really brought God into the conversation so much this episode. And I know we were really trying to get that goal on this episode because last episode we definitely trailed off. Mad Dog, what's your hot take?
So, do you know what mega churches are?
Yes. I keep getting those memes.
I know, it's same. I personally think mega churches who spend all their money around the holidays on dancers, lights, dangling from the ceiling. Like, all of those crazy things. I personally feel pastors and owners of the church who spend their money on that, they're not Christ-centered at all, because they're spending all of their expensive money on, like, dancers and silly lights when Christ should just be about worshiping the Lord at his altar, not these crazy, like, disco lights and flying from the ceiling. Like, boy, you are not a bird. Like, calm down. How about you, Mads? Do you have a Christian or Christmas hot take?
Okay. I'm just coming up with this on the spot, to be honest, because I forgot that we were doing this. But one, fake Christmas trees are better than real Christmas trees. Just because real Christmas trees are much work.
They die.
Also because I live in Florida, but if I live somewhere cold.
Brooke has a real one, you guys.
To argue against your hot take, Mads. The first reason why I like a real tree is because it makes your house smell so amazing. And second of all, it's like fun to go to the little Christmas tree farm and cut it down, you know what I mean?
Brooke, I have a
I
question.
can argue against that. One, house spray. And two, there's no Christmas tree farms where I live.
Little Florida girl. Okay, we have some Christmas trees down here, and it is fun. Okay, so go get your little palm tree.
You do you, Bill.
Mad Dog and Brooke, listen, do you want my family to die?
No.
So my hot take is hot chocolate is better than eggnog, and eggnog is disgusting.
Eggnog is disgusting.
Eggnog is
It is.
really
It tastes like egg farts, or like, I don't know, egg juice. So, ending off on our episode, I have a little announcement. Ho ho ho, because Santa
I just realized that you ho-ho-hoed.
doing a giveaway with Peter Thomas Roth Official. They are so nice and kind to be hosting this giveaway. So, what you will be receiving, you're probably wondering, what the heck am I going to be getting, girl? I need that goodie. So, you'll be getting a water-drenched hyaluronic cloud cream hydrating moisturizer. Number 2, their water-drenched hyaluronic cloud hydra gel eye patches. Number 3, their water-drenched hyaluronic glow serum. And number 4, their water-drenched broad spectrum SPF 45 hyaluronic cloud moisturizer. That is a handful. Important to note that we will each be individually picking our own winner, so there will be 4 winners in total, and we will all get to choose the ones that we specifically personally want to pick.
You
guys are going to enter is by following all of our accounts on Instagram and subscribing to our YouTube channel and following the Godly Girls on Instagram.
Also, for extra entries, you don't have to, but just for an extra entry, if you want to comment down below on Instagram, YouTube, wherever, and comment down the Christmas tree emoji with Santa Claus, and that is an extra entry, and tag a friend. This giveaway is going through whenever we post this podcast, so it starts whenever we post this podcast, and it ends whenever we post the second or the third episode, and that's when we'll be announcing the winners.
That was a wrap of our second ever episode of the Godly Girls podcast. This giveaway will start whenever we post this episode, so make sure to go watch till the end and stay tuned for our Instagram. Everyone have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and we'll resume after Christmas. Love you guys.